if you can't lay your head on a pillow, but on the concrete of the streets of the world's greatest so-called country. We have work to do, people. And that is why it's time for the exodus. That's right, the escape plan. The plan where we exit a government who tricks and manipulate the market value for the 1%, leaving the 99 behind. And I think your President Bush said, no child left behind. Well, we're saying no family, no person, no individual left behind. We are all accounted for. The hairs of our head are numbered. So how much more should we all have a place to stay, a place to live comfortably? We live in a country of freedom and liberty, but have the highest homeless rate. Today, we leave Ronald Reagan's trickonomics, y'all heard me, trickonomics behind, where he promised that if the top is taken care of, then the bottom will get a piece of the pie. But what it looks like is we're not getting a piece of the pie, we're getting a whole piece of the lie. And that lie has to be dismantled today. That's right, July the 4th, 2023. We call forth the lie and we bring it to naught. We discovered that the more the top has, the more the bottom does not. And we know the Father's policy is that he is going to go after the very least of them. So why is our least still suffering? Why are our least on drugs and abused and neglected and prostituted by resources from our government, but still having no end, just turmoil? It is time to call judgment on a nation who has disowned those they brought here 400 years ago. You brought us and forgot you owed us. And now you put us in concrete slabs called HUD housing, where the projects are concrete and the prisons are concrete. And our men are separated as if we are in the Holocaust, where the men go one way and the women and children go somewhere else. I think we have a pattern of practice, y'all. In America, there is a pattern of practice across this nation that separates, divides, and conquers. And I can tell you that we have more cases of separation and divide. As a matter of fact, it is instituted and founded on a two-party system. But Christianity says a house divided against itself shall not stand. So how can you have one nation under God, but you got two parties fighting to the death, like Bloods and Crips, right here on Washington, D.C.? We are not one. We are divided and divisive. And everything that you do will tell on you. It's telling in our streets. It tells us that Philadelphia had 516 murders. Why? Because we are divided right in our own country. It tells us that right in Baltimore, you had 462 murders of children and women and men. But that is not a crisis. You cannot say God bless America and still have such a crisis. What God are we calling on? And today, we say that this kingdom comes that you may live and have life more abundantly. And that is why we are excited about this new direction, this new era, this new landlord. Come on, y'all. This new establishment that says all must live, all must have a peace. Every person deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. Every one of us, when you take the census, should be accounted for. So we cannot allow a nation to break its own people and then collect off its brokenness. That's called racketeering. Racketeering means you set up or you engineer the crisis, and then you come back and rake up the monies that go to the brokenness. And so again, I would echo my father, my landlord, and my king, who says, I wish above all that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prosper. And he created a world long before he put humanity that says there is no lack. You can go to sleep right now and die, and the world will keep producing after its own kind. It will keep bearing fruit. That's right, y'all. There is no lack. It's only greed. There is no want. There's only need. And we can help one another. Oh, no man, nothing but to love him. And if you love yourself, then your brother never goes without. That is the new law. The new law is to love. Amen. Love one another. I know they don't talk about this much. I know this nation talks about get what you can get, grab what you can grab, have what you can have, but forget your brother. If you did it unto the least of them, you have done it unto him. All right, people, wake up. It is time for the new world order. And I will say unto you that we don't elect anyone because we are the elect. We are not woke because we are watchmen. Come on, everyone. Let's make it clear. We just didn't have our liberty on July the 4th, 1776. As a matter of fact, you had 3 presidents who died on this day. So what a curse that is. If you have 3 presidents who die on this day out of 7, something is not right with your mathematics. It is time for a new way. I introduce to you not a president, but the prophets. First apostles, evangelists, pastors, then teachers, so that we can move forward from a spiritual standpoint versus all of this immorality that lies in our flesh and in our soul. Today we claim this soil for the soul of humanity, that his will be done on earth and in earth as it is in heaven. And let the Constitution of God be written on the hearts of men, that we are not called to the left or to the right, but we are the righteous in authority. Because when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And when the wicked rule, the people mourn. We must ask ourselves, who are we ruled by? And are we so selfish that we forget who is going without? Today, I bring you greetings from that world. And I say, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And when Paul Revere said, the British is coming, I'm just going to tell you that the kingdom is coming. The kingdom is here. Thank you.
Now, it's important that, as we heard, Dr. Kim say what she said, the truth of the matter is, as people go to and from, walk to and from, the words that you hear, they may sound like mere rhetoric today. They may sound like, oh, they just talking God, they just talking religious stuff. Oh, and then we go about our lives daily, walking one foot in front of the other, as if God is not speaking. And I can't help but to think, just like in the days of Noah, and I'm not the Bible scholar, so y'all know I will absolutely tear up a scripture. It'll be flip-flop. But I know this, like in the days of Noah was building an ark. People thought he was crazy because it never rained. and they let him build. He didn't know why he was building. All he knew is that God told him to build. All we know is what God told us to do. So what you see here is an act of obedience. And this is the power of vision, because it's the vision is something you don't see right now today in front of you. Vision is something invisible that, I believe is divinely given only from God. However, Can I Live is what, 20 years old. We've been doing this for 20 years, y'all. 20 years. I am now, how, I don't even know sometime my own age, but I'm 40 something, right? 20 years. I started this journey just by looking for an affordable place to live. That's all. But then I also worked in a juvenile detention center where all of the young ladies there were from African American homes. None of them had relationships with their fathers. All of them were high school dropouts. All of them were committing crimes. All of them were, 18? And I thought that wasn't an accident. So here I go trying to solve a problem. Here I go. Purpose was saying, hey, here's a problem that I'm here to solve. It was not easy, but I felt compelled to solve that problem. And so what I didn't realize is that I would become that which I desired to, I sought a solution for. I had to become that. So yes, I had the 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. When you guys out there know the story, 4 children going back and forth to the social services department. So this right here, this message is for all of my moms out there, single moms, married moms who want more. If you get any kind of TANF, SNAP, Medicaid, food stamps, food stamps and SNAP, public housing, Section 8, WIC, whatever it is you get, I need you to listen with the ears on your heart. And listen, there is another scripture that says, what is the scripture about the ears that hear? You have ears, you hear not. Just because you have ears, you listening to the sound vibrating out of my mouth, but you do not listen and discern by way of the spirit what is being said. Now y'all might think, so what? She getting the name change? So what? It's okay. Some of y'all gonna catch it. Kim and I was talking this morning, and we couldn't help but to think, like history, when Paul Revere would say, the British is coming, the British is coming, the British is coming, the British is coming. We're here to tell you that the kingdom is coming.
Yes, it is.
The kingdom is coming. And though many listen to all these crazy prophets and that be prophesying about Megatron coming back and all that crazy stuff out there on YouTube, that's okay. You better clean up in the heart area so you can discern truth. Because I know that today being the day, July 4th, very, very, very symbolic. That back then, they wanted to, the forefathers or those who signed the Declaration of Independence wanted to be free from the British regime. Mind you, the British were the one who was financing this whole entourage of Christopher Columbus, all of them. But then it was like, you know what, we tired of paying the money over there. We want to have our own thing. So then the Declaration of Independence came through. And so we weren't free as African Americans. So let's fast forward. That's like 400 years. 400, not 400. That's 400 years later. It's probably more. 450. And for 20 years, now that's 400 years, but out of the 450 some odd years since all of that went down, for the last 20 years, we've been knocking on doors, going to housing authorities, Department of Social Services, Health and Human Services, federal, state, knocking on the door, sending emails, sending direct mail, knocking on the door, asking, will you let us come in? Will you let us help your people? Your people is in pain. Will you let us come in? Your mamas are in pain. They stuck. They really don't want to be there. Will you let us come in? We got programs, we got tools, we got resources. Listen, I helped 600 moms myself get off of the system. Will you let me show them how they can get off? Outside of having, solicitation being damn near banned. And some of them housing authorities, they actually banned us like drug dealers. Like, get out, get out, get out. No soliciting here. And I was like, well, what is this? Is this a prison? This was a housing authority. And I've made a promise to the Lord. I said, Lord, if you get me out of this in my right mind, I promise I'll come back and I'll help others like me. See, I didn't care about a house, a job, a car, a husband. I didn't care. I just needed my right mind. And so it's been 20 years. But guess what, y'all? 20 years, I was a housing commissioner for 10 years.
That's right.
A housing authority commissioner. That means I sat at the top. I hired the executive director, and I stood over policy. I approved policy, and I made sure the housing authority was in a strong financial position. I was the one who got the authority to say what came on the agenda, what we were going to do, where we were going to go. I was the one who was able to set the tone. And my ED and the rest of the board, I had to inspire a shared vision for the rest of the board to approve, but then that ED carried it out. So for 10 years, I'm on this board and I'm not thinking anything. Then I come out and I actually go and work in a housing authority. And I said, oh my God. I just had to revamp. After I worked within this housing authority, I had to come back and revamp a whole new strategy because I never took into account the culture that existed within those, I don't even know, Stone Age buildings. There was a culture, y'all. And I said, we never gonna get these moms out of here if we don't fix the culture. So then we came back and said, hey, y'all, we got staff training. We can help you staff. And out of 3,000 agencies, we probably have touched at least 2,000 easy. Of the 2,000, I want to say maybe 1%. Maybe 1%. Do the math. If y'all know what the math is, I don't know what to tell you. 1% of 2,000, 2,500 housing authorities. But we even went, and you see this beautiful tour bus behind us, y'all? We took that across the United States. Do you understand how much gas we burned? The miles? And we went to the conferences, y'all. We went to all the conferences, from all the national conferences, from all the housing authorities. We vended. We even paid money to vend at those conferences. We went to the housing authorities directly, knocking on the door. Half of the doors wasn't even open. Nobody was even there. OMG. Half of the people weren't even there. People weren't working anymore. It was just signs up like, call this number. We called the numbers. And it was just some fugazi ring around we was like, we could never get anybody. So I said, wow, we just coming in out of town and we know how to navigate. We expert systems navigating, but we couldn't systems navigators, but we couldn't navigate those systems because there was nobody there. And is this the case for every single housing authority or public housing authority in the United States? No. Is it the case for most? Absolutely. And watch, you're gonna see. Watch. So we not only did we go to the housing authorities, knocking on the door, like, hey, this is who we are, this is what we do, we got this program. And it was, maybe the few that we did catch, that sounds great. Then they just ghost you. I was like, okay. Then we had some real ballsy ones. Well, like, what makes you think we need your help? We're fine. We were rated the top and the best. I'm like, well, who told you that? HUD told us that. I was like, oh, well, they are not the standard. Sorry.
Oakland.
See.
CUNY Homes, Houston.
She gonna tell. I don't care.
I'm a prophet.
I don't care. Because at this point, it's not even about them. more than it is about us, our
Absolutely.
mindset, because they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. But let's get clear on the message on what it means when Can I Live Housing Authority becomes a housing authority. It becomes the authority to house people. That's really outside of that's what we've done. It's taking our authority to house people. And so when the Lord gave me the vision to establish our own housing authority, I
Yes.
thought, oh my goodness, you're nuts. I talk to the Lord, I'm like, you're nuts. Why do you always get me out here doing nut stuff? I talk to him like that. I'm like, why? But then I got the vision, and it was marvelous, y'all. So here we go. We're gonna share the vision of what does it mean. Oh, I feel my help coming on right now.
Help.
I feel my help. What does it mean to have a private, independent housing authority free from government interference? Now, the rich, this is how the rich play. The rich don't fool with the government. They pay the government to do what they want done. So, let me get to my thing. Number one. Here's number one. We got 8 things that you can expect to be different at the Can I Live Housing Authority. Now, what I will do is preface this now, and I'll preface it again later. One, today is just an announcement. It's our announcement to the United States of America that says we here are free.
We are free.
We are free. Enough. We're over it. Done. We're free. And we're not going to ask you for our freedom. We're going to take what is already ours. We're just going to walk and be and express our being. So we're hoping to really go live and launch and have our doors open. Right now, if you go to caniliveh.org or canilive.org, you're going to see in the homepage an opportunity to do a couple of things that you'll learn about. But canilive.org is what needs to be on your radar. So here's number one. I said I got 8 things. After the 8 things, we're going to get out.
Are you not?
I'm not?
Okay.
Okay. Number one, I need a drum roll. What makes Can I Live Housing Authority different? Number one, your bottom line is our goal.
That's right.
That means no more hiding income. Let me repeat that. You don't have to go to the social, you don't have to go there and lie and talk about you ain't making this kind of money, you ain't making that money. No more hiding and doing business under the table. No more hiding your husbands in the closets like back in the day. Your boyfriend's partners lying and saying they don't live there when they do. You ain't got to do that no more. Oh boy.
Yes.
How about this one? No more putting your children out the house because now they working and your rent don't went up. So now you got to lie and say they don't live there no more. Or now you got to go put them at auntie in them house because your rent gonna go up. So you doing everything to avoid your rent from coming up. So how about we just gonna help you? We just gonna help you just mitigate that altogether. So your children can stay in the house.
Absolutely. Yes.
Ooh, now you know what? I ain't really got to say nothing else. That right there, that's gonna pull the bottom out. See, when you raise and lift the standard of how you serve and how you love one another, you just lift it. That means either if everybody want to stay in business, they got to now do business this way. Because the call of liberation came. And if you think I'm playing, we weren't even here 5 minutes and someone said, hey, I got a property for you. Can you lease it out for me? Can you put Section 8 in it? Whatever. We let them tell this narrative of these fake, lazy, good for nothing welfare queens that don't want to do nothing but have babies, breed like animals. That's the narrative, and that's a lie. Because we about the most brilliant, the most honest,
Yes.
the most beautiful
Come on.
in all the earth.
Yes.
And so just we don't need to ask for permission anymore to be all of those things. We're just gonna be and watch God. I'm just gonna stay here in obedience and absolutely. You got property for us? Yeah, we take that. Why? because we have the authority to house. So let me repeat, number one, your bottom line is our goal. So you could come in and say all of the income you have. We're not the income police. We know how to help you legally navigate the system. So for some of us, it's not about the income. It's more about the goal and the best way to get there. But if you have income, but what is that goal? So your bottom line is our goal, and your goal is our goal. So you don't have to, like other housing authorities, you go in there, you say, I'm not working. They put your little name in the EIV system, the income verification system, and see if you're working. If you're not working, then your rent zero. Everybody just wants zero rent. That's not even a reality. You can't pay zero rent nowhere. Even as prisoners don't pay zero rent. Somebody footing that bill. So the mere fact that you don't have to hide your income no more, you ain't got to hide doing business. You can actually come and say, listen, this is what I got. I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. And then we're gonna be like, okay, I see where you rolling, where you trying to go. Oh, you trying to go all the way over there. Okay, well, here is your best route. Now, if you are trying to save money, but let's talk about that.
Save money.
If you're trying to circumvent paying taxes, let's talk about that. It's a mindset. The only reason why we stayed in these systems and allowed these systems to pimp us, because we thought we was pimping it, is because we have a poverty mindset. It's a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. But not here. I cannot live. So if you ain't got no goals, you ain't got the port, you can stay right there. No more lying, cheating, stealing, no more deception, no more quitting jobs. Every time you get one, you got to quit one, no more. Number two, caring and responsive staff. That's important. You will get emails answered. You will get phone calls answered. You will get a response from someone who actually cares. You will not get a rude response. And if you do, please let me know. RW Jones at Can I Live is my email. Everybody on our team owns their own business, and 90% of all of our contractors have been where you are. So you're not going to get the us versus them, or we don't want you to win because, we not winning. We all winning. Everybody win here. Can I live?
We're all winning. All we do is win, and we win no matter what.
Amen. That's right.
That's right.
Efficient systems. We're not going to lose your paperwork. You bring your paperwork in, they lose it, you fill it out again, they lose it, you fill it out again, they lose it again. And there's nobody to hold nobody accountable. We hold ourselves accountable to a level of excellence and to a level dedicated to serving you, because you are worth all of that.
That's right.
Responsiveness, attentiveness. You are worth, you and your children deserve most excellent service.
That's right.
And I'm sorry that some of these agencies have not served to that level. They forgot, y'all. But that's okay. Too late. They may get the memo now.
The memo.
Some of them do have a memo. Some of them absolutely will call us and say, can you come? Can you come help us and help our staff? And we say, absolutely. Violence against women is out of control. We will take those concerns very seriously. And as we have the housing stock available, we will make sure that those are a priority. Now, does that mean you run back every time he's smacking you upside your head, but then you going back to him? That's not this show. Because you go back, you're going to stay back.
Hello.
Right now, women are living in prison, like prisoners in their home. Children can't go outside and play. Mamas won't let their kids go outside and play because they're afraid that their children going to get shot.
That's right.
That's no way to live, ladies and gentlemen. And you paying rent. I wouldn't care if you paid $1 for that apartment. But the mere fact that they paying you to live there, that should tell you it's time to go. It's time to move. Because ain't nobody can pay me no amount of money to keep me and my kids in no prison cell where it looks like we not in jail, but we in jail, and or where I can't even send them outside for fear that they're going to get shot. And if you live in wards like DC or Philly or Chicago, what's the chances?
That's right.
It's large, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
So you ain't got to worry about this. Creating safe communities is what we're doing here.
Come on.
Because guess what? That element, you're not bringing that element here.
That's right.
Keep that over there.
And we are about teaching, training, discipline. That's right. We're bringing We bring in those elements to our families.
Absolutely.
Why? Because when they leave home, they're going to somebody's school, they're going to somebody's job. And if they don't get it right at home, then somebody's going to try to drug them up by the time they get to the schoolhouse. They're going to be on Ritalin. And when they get off Ritalin, they're going to be looking for opioids. And if it's not opioids, it's going to be something else. And nobody's ever satisfied. So we're talking about holistic living. We're not just talking about sheltering people.
Yes.
We're not talking about warehousing people for generations. Your mama, your grandma, everybody just warehouse. We're talking about living. The question is, can I live? And we believe that there should be agencies that is not just about building property, but building people, building
Yes.
wealth. That's right. You ain't got to wear the gold outside when you can be the gold from the inside out.
Come on.
You are powerful. You are loved. You are kind. You are important. You are smart.
You are smart.
I says you smart. That's right. And we, at some point, if they won't let us in, we'll kick in the door because we'll excel. You can, at some point, we can give them back their affirmative action and build our own institutions. Why? Because it's time. It is time.
So when we say crime is hazardous to your wealth is and your legacy,
That's right.
safe communities. Don't your children deserve a safe community? I believe your children deserve safe communities, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but I know mine do. My children deserve to be safe. They're small children. They're supposed to be able to go outside and play.
That's right.
Play with little kids, not find crack vials and needles and hear gunshots
That's right.
and dodge from bullets. That's not the way to live, but we have succumbed to this way of life and we have laid ourselves powerless as if we don't know what to do.
That's right.
But it's okay. Can I live? Housing Authority will show you how
Yes.
to do it.
Yes.
We will show you how we live
That's right.
and how we want to live.
Absolutely. That's right.
And because we are a MTW, these are my words, moving to wealth. We don't move you to work, but we moving you to wealth. We are a moving to wealth agency. So if wealth is not on your mind, this is not the ride for you. It's not the ride. If wealth is not on your mind, how you know if wealth on your mind? Well, what you been doing? What you doing? What you doing now? What you been doing? Nothing. Well, chances are what you do with the little shows what you're gonna do with the much. So if you ain't doing nothing with your little bit of time, you ain't gonna do nothing more with more time. With your little gift, with your little something, with your little $5, what you doing? If you don't do and be faithful of the little, you will not be ruler or faithful over much.
So true. Absolutely.
So we don't even have to. We're not the police. We discern by way of the Spirit.
Let's do it.
And when you have ownership, you protect. So I promise you, when you own your own home, because that's what we'll be doing through our Flip My Voucher program, we are officially live and open with Flip My Voucher. Do you know that HUD will pay your mortgage for 15 years? But yet renters who have vouchers or vouchers who are looking to rent, they busy, hey, you take the voucher. You take the voucher. Well, what if they say no? Like they've been saying. Get your application fee and still say no. And then you on to the next. You take the voucher. What if everybody say no, they don't take your voucher? What you gonna do? You gonna go to the shelter? That's what we gonna do? No, ma'am. God is excellent. He a big God. He ain't no pauper. He a king. He a king. And everything he do is big.
Yes.
But guess what? If we put you in an ownership position, we know you're gonna take care of your house. Because not taking care of your own house now means your property value went down. And if your property value went down, then the chances of you leaving wealth for your children's are slim. So we shifted mindsets here, ladies and gentlemen. That was number 3. Number 4, resident satisfaction. This is a real thing. So I don't know if you know, but in 2011, resident satisfaction used to actually be something that housing authorities were scored on during their REAC assessment. And housing authorities got together with their associations and lobbied or advocated, whatever you want to call it, but they got it removed. So since 2011, housing authorities in the United States is not measured by how residents are living. The quality of life of residents is nowhere near found on any stake of authority. So they can, you could listen. Your son will get shot tomorrow, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is real. Somebody gets shot today, move out tomorrow, your unit leased up by next week, high performer. Now, of course, those are not all the things that make a high performer, but the amount of time that it takes to lease up an apartment, these are the things. If wires are touching their buildings, these are the things that they're getting scored. But if your senior citizens can't come out the house because they're scared to death, if your children don't have nowhere to play because they're scared to death, if your fathers and the men are just roaming the community with no place to lay their home, and they causing death. Right. And I'm not saying fathers causing death. Nothing to hold the housing authority accountable to being a low performer, trouble, standard, or high performing agency. Nothing. So here at Can I Live, we do not take your voice for granted. We do not use your voice as a checkbox to check off to say that yes, we consulted with residents. We don't do that. We actually care. And does that mean that you call, no, we got everybody on our team is from housing. So whether it's from staff, they were worked in the housing authorities before, seasoned over 100 years. Our team has over 100 years of expertise of dealing with HUD program implementation and public housing.
Yes.
And we the best that ever did it. I can promise you that. Here's number 7, responsive maintenance. So responsive. Let me tell you why we're so responsive. Because you the maintenance. It's your house. So we don't really do rentals. It's rent to option to buy with the goal to purchase. Moving to wealth agency. That's what that means. But you the maintenance. And we're gonna teach you how to take care of your own house. Through our maintenance class, you're gonna learn how to fix it up. So responsive, you ain't got to call nobody no more. Now for the big things that you do not have the credentials to do, then we'll have qualified, certified small businesses that we support. Section 3 businesses, that's number 8. Section 3 businesses that we hire to be loosed across this United States, to be able to come and fix. But guess what? The difference is yours. It's your home. It's not ours. So we don't take ownership over this property. We grant the ownership to you as your home. So number 8, we said Section 3 economic opportunities to ensure that young men, women, girls, boys, fathers, mothers, grandmothers, seniors. You got a business, you got a vision, we're going to manifest it. We have our resident-owned business incubator. We're going to make sure. Because even though we went and traveled the United States, if you look right here, it says 18.9 billion in Section 3 opportunities, but I can't find one housing authority. Maybe four out of 3,000. Don't care about Section 3, don't know about Section 3, don't want to know about Section 3. HUD says it's $15 billion annually that is triggered. And with all of this new redevelopment going on, there should have been opportunities. But even we showed them how we can get opportunities into your hands, ladies and gentlemen, and they said, no thanks. That's a no. And I said, oh, okay. Well, what we doing now? What we gonna do now? I go to Kim like, well, what we gonna do now? And then the Lord comes and he gives us Can I Live Housing Authority. And I'm like, that makes perfect sense.
Let's do it.
That makes perfect sense because we were already doing the work. And so now we're not going to ask you for permission no more. You're going to be calling us, asking us. Uh, excuse me. So, ma'am. Yeah, that. So, hearken not, understand,
That's right.
we are mere servants, prophets. Call us what you want. But like Silly from Color Purple, she said, I's here. We's here, y'all. We's here. We here. Ladies and gentlemen, we here. And we're not going nowhere. So we look forward to
Yes.
opening our doors. Now, that does that mean call us today? Some of y'all gonna call. Some of y'all don't already call.
That's all right.
That's okay.
That's right.
What this way? I want. You got the vouchers? That's the first one. That's the first call coming in. Pre-routed, because I know that's call number one.
That's right.
So we look to celebrate. This is just an announcement that says we coming out. We're gonna do our thing. God is with us. And if God be with us, ladies and gentlemen, who can be against us? I know we may have some questions in the chat for all of my live streamers. I don't know how the hosts and the moderators are talking to each other over there, but I will take a couple of questions before we get out of here.
There's a chat.
So yeah, so Labor Day, a big day, another big day. We like days. We're symbolic. We like days. I want to first let you know that here's some big announcements. While you guys are putting your questions in the chat, this is what you need to know. You might say, well, where your programs out? How we get on? What we do? Number one, like I don't know who sang that song back in the day. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. That one. You got to put in on this, man. If you think we just gonna build and you just gonna sit right there and just sit there, no ma'am. No ma'am. You're gonna put in on this. So if you go to canilive.org, it says join, $5. That ain't even a cup of coffee for my coffee drinkers. And that sure enough ain't no blunt. You can't even get a $5 blunt these days. Nope.
The blunt probably would cost $5.
The blunt costs $5. This little cigareros, those little things. That's me how I know. Mind your business. Now, of course we know. Come on now, we know. So $5 $5. Yes, it's renewal every month. You're gonna pay 5, and you're gonna get access to content. We're gonna come because we don't have programming everywhere. Right now, we have a couple of programs in Washington D.C. and we have a new contract in PG County. So we are enrolling for the resident-owned business incubator, where we actually will see. Here's the thing. Here's what's important. We don't just teach you how to run a business. We actually make sure you get up to running it. So not only do you get the information, but we're paying for your business license. You're gonna go through this, do your business plan or your business model. You present that. We pay for your business license, your website, your logo, your domain. Basically, everything you need to launch is what we are given. Why? Because I was an entrepreneur who all I wanted, I had a vision. And many people felt like if you don't have no money, you don't have no vision. And I'm like, that's a lie. So we make $1 out of 15 cents over here.
Yes, ma'am.
And you got to have at least $1 in the dream to come in on the Roby side. All of our, I'm gonna tell you right now, so you might as well not even be surprised. All of our applications require $1 in the dream. If you're not willing to pay $1, you and your dream could go ahead. Because it's $1 in a dream. I think a homeless man asked Kim the other day for some money. She gave him $1 and he got mad. The homeless man was like, what am I gonna do with this? She took it back. Then we have our professional development, Ross. We're excited about that. And then Flip My Voucher. Flip My Voucher, that's national. We can help flip your voucher. If you have a Section 8 voucher and you are tired of being a renter, we can help you with home ownership within 6 to 24 months. Okay? So most of the programs that we have, yes, they're out. Um, Section 8 home ownership is not a new thing. They've been doing it. Some agencies do it better than some. Some agencies can't do it at all. And if we're still hiding income, if we're still lying about doing business under the table, if we're still lying about our income, we're never ever going to get that. We're never going to ever access wealth. We're never going to access it. And so if there are any questions, let's see. Okay, yeah, so we also are streaming online. We have YouTube stream, YouTube stream. We have Facebook stream. We have what else? Instagram, TikTok.
We have all the
God.
social
I
media.
hope TikTok. If not, we're gonna snippet this and put it out there. But we have our live streams. Who is this? So I'm sure we have a team that is responding through the DMs, through the social media chats. That's fine. I think that is it. Any questions, LJ, Monat? Any
Wonderful
questions in the
people.
chat? I thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah.
What's some of the comments?
Do you have any comments?
Okay. Were there some comments? Oh, okay. Got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to send the mic back on to Dr. Kimberly, but before I do, I'm going to play some music in the background. I want to thank you guys for coming out to our announcement. Stay close, stay steady. We just got our, well, we have a couple of properties, but we got one just sitting out here today. But give us some time to shape up. We're looking to go and be open for business on Labor Day, September 4th, where we can actually open the doors and start to serve you guys. But if you do nothing else, be sure to at least join the movement, put your $5 on it. Put your $5 on it, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Materia?
Thank you, Raquel. Woohoo!
Yay!
I know you guys are excited. We are moving forward. That's right. And we are looking for the dawn of a new age. We're looking for a utopia, one that is promised for every human in this life to have not only a place to stay, but a place to own as their own while they live on this turf called Earth. That's right. Nobody, no child should have to wake up and not know where they are going to lay their head. No one should have to live in a world where there are fruits and vegetables. I used to always say one thing about the seed. The great God that made the universe made sure we would never go hungry. He only gave us one seed that could make an entire tree. Isn't that powerful, you all? One seed creates an entire tree. So we have an abundance of wealth and resources. What we have to do with it is make sure that it's put into the hands of everyone, and that no person is left behind. So if you're at A, you need to get to B. There should be somebody waiting on you to help you get to B and to C, because we all are a community. What we're talking about is a family of human beings that come together to make sure we all not just survive, but live. Survival is for animals. Living is for humans. We should live.
Amen.
Thank you all. It's been our pleasure. We can't wait to see what the days ahead unfold. I know you think maybe this is just about housing or getting your piece of the pie, but I can tell you that there's a new DNA structure in the way this entire world is going to be run.
Amen.
And if you're waiting for some Republicans and Democrats to fight it out so you can get it, you're going to be disappointed. It is time to look the above because that's where our help comes from. And I can tell you, He has a perfect plan for us all.
Amen.
Thank you.
Baby, can you fix the speaker? I gotta get my song. I'm gonna play our little coming out song. I know this is the absolute jump up. I don't know. Every time I press mute,
20 years.
yeah, it's playing. It's playing. It's moving. I don't know why it just does that. We went to headphones. It's not on mute. Well, that was perfect timing.
Perfect.